Hi, I'm Kenneth WAJDA, and I'm a professional photographer here in Colorado, and welcome to another one of my photography talks. So today, I want to talk about how, it's all been done. It's all been done. There's nothing we can photograph that hasn't been done. So why do we bother? Well, that couple laying down by that old 57 Chevy in 1957, that didn't look like anything to them at the time. There are things that we don't realize that we're photographing that will take on a different meaning to people in time. The things that I know a lot of photographers who shoot old cars, they shoot old gas stations, they shoot old things. And so much of it is, I think, we're trying to maybe step back in time and be back then, where those shots look so good when other people shot them back then. And they're rusty and they're gnarly, and that makes for great photographs. But the truth is, the things that we need to shoot today are important too. In some sense, we are the time travelers for people in 50 years. They're going to look back at that 2016 Lexus and say, oh my God, look at that car. It still had wheels. And if we see ourselves as the facilitators for those time travelers, then we can have those same photographs that we look back to. But the biggest difficulty right now as photographers is there is so much photography in front of us, and the world seems like we see it all the time. So how can we see it with fresh eyes? That's a pretty good challenge. I wrote a blog post on time traveling with a Rolleiflex, and I'll put a link to it down below so you can see it. And it's one of those real considerations, like what hasn't been photographed before? Well, what story hasn't been told before by Hollywood? But it's not about what story it is, it's about how it's done. A classic romantic comedy has no surprise. It's boy meets girl, boy loses his girl, boy wins girl. And he has to win her, otherwise it's a romantic tragedy. So we know what we're getting into. We know the ending. So it's not about what it's going to end like, it's about how are we going to get there. And that's what great photography is. It's your vision. Nobody else has what you have as far as a vision of the world, of how you see your neighborhood, how you see your family, how you see events. That vision is what we need to cultivate, because that's the one thing that nobody from 50 years ago had, nobody in 50 years will have, nobody today has. All we have is our vision. And we have to strive to look at things that sometimes they don't seem interesting enough or unique enough. But trust that the element of time is what might make a Stephen Shore photograph of gas stations from the 70s so incredible, even though nowadays we would say, am I going to go shoot a gas station now? Well, that's what he did back then. And those photographs have a nice style to them because of the element of time. Time traveling, that's kind of what we do. We stop it, and then we deliver it to future generations. But in that close time of when we just made it, sometimes it's hard to see the value in what we're making. All right, that's today's photography talk. If you have any comments, please put them in the section below and hit the subscribe button, and I'll bring you more. Thanks so much for watching.